The 18th century, a time renowned for refined politeness, with genteel ladies and dashing gentlemen. But underneath all of that was a society living life to excess. Was it a period when Britain went too far? BBC4 and Andrew Davies recreate an era that gave rise to the original 18th century erotic novel, The Corrupter of the King's Subjects, Fanny Hill.
Fanny Hill is the story of a woman who comes to London, an innocent, looking to make some kind of a life.
I done very well there as a lady's maid and waiting on the gentleman. And why shouldn't you?
I remembered it as a succession of erotic scenes. I didn't think it had much of a story, but then reading it again, I was really pleased to discover you could make a really good drama out of it.
It's an amazing work for a man to write about a woman's sexual experiences.
Oh, what a bit of luck Mrs. Brown's here.
Who's Mrs. Brown?
Over there. She's a famous, kind mistress. A girl would be lucky to get a place with her.
She gets herself swept into the hands of all sorts of miscreants.
Very happy to make your acquaintance, Ma'am.
Largely women who want effectively to exploit her.
Fanny, was it?
Yes, ma'am. Frances Hill, but they call me Fanny. I know I'm a bit slight-built, ma'am, but I'm not afraid of hard work.
I'm sure you're not, my dear. But I have girls enough for rough work.
What am I to do?
I could always find a way to make sure you was all right.
But what Andrew's done is allow our characters to have more contemporary phrases.
Down below, I'll guarantee you'll find she's as tight as the Chatsworth lock on the National Safe Deposit.
She's not fighting off this career in the sex industry.
I took you for one of the girls of the house.
I am one. At least they're grooming me up to be one. I didn't understand it at first. It's only my maidenhead that makes me special. When that's gone, I shall have to go with any man that comes.
As I was writing certain scenes, I was thinking, my goodness, the girl who plays Fanny's got to be a good sport.
I think it has an almost Sex in the City value today, the way the girls talk about their different clients.
The gentleman Mrs. Brown spoke of who wants to meet with you is coming to tea today. And if you please him, you could find yourself with a rich husband. How should you like that, Fanny?
Oh, there you are, Fanny. Now, I'd like you to meet my dear cousin, Mr. Crofts, who's been so eager to see you.
Come here, my dear. That's it.
And I got a phone call saying I had an audition for Fanny Hill, so I went out and bought the book and started reading it, and, you know, I was quite surprised by what I read.
It's beautifully written, but it is incredibly explicit.
Fanny doesn't really get hurt. She doesn't get raped. You know, nothing awful happens.
There was a nasty old man who wanted to be rude with me, but Mrs. Brown sent him away.
Oh, I'm glad to hear it. But you know, there will be others.
I think Fanny Hill will appeal to an audience today. I think above all because it's got such a strong central female character.
Come, Missy. You're a little thieving whore, ain't you?
No, sir. I am not, nor never was, as I think you should know.
Get her out! Get her out! Get her out!
And the wonderful thing about the story is the way that the character of Fanny turns all their vices to her advantage. And so somebody who is set up to be a victim becomes triumphant.
Fanny Hill, coming soon to BBC4.